I am Art Fortune, the commander of the Austin Police Highway Enforcement Command. And on behalf of Chief Acevedo, we'd like to welcome everybody here for the start of our new school year. We're going to have our new school year initiative, and we've got our partners with AISD, Chief Mendez here, as well as members of the Austin Police Highway Enforcement Command Motors Division. And we've also got Lieutenant Rodriguez from the Regional Command, who works this area right here where we're at today. We're going to be starting our school initiative off on Monday, August 22nd, and we're going to be ending on Friday, which is going to be September 2nd. So we're going to have a combination of our Austin Police Highway Enforcement Commands at all the schools. We're going to be focused primarily on elementary schools, and AISD will be working hopefully with the middle schools and the high schools. They have school resource officers assigned to those areas. We'll be working both the morning and the evening hours to make sure that the children arrive safe and be safe. You know, one of our last year was one of our deadliest years. Austin's done a much better year this year. We're 40% below on traffic fatalities, but we still are having traffic fatalities and serious crashes and injuries. So we want to remind the public, you know, to be careful. It is a new school year. Slow down. We're going to give some tips here in a minute. But basically, you know, the big thing is we want everyone to just arrive safely, take their time, start to think about it. We'd ask the media help get that, while you're all here today, to help us get that information out to the public, because they're going to forget that the schools will be starting. Chief Mendez I'm going to let him speak next and talk a little bit about the beginning of the school year, some new hours that for people to be aware of, and then I'm going to finish up with some safety tips for drivers, pedestrians, and bicyclists.
Good morning. I just want to quickly touch on the new bell schedule. A lot of students are unaware, parents are unaware that Austin ISD is going a new bell schedule as a option or an opportunity for the district to claim more teaching hours. Changing the bell schedules were made this coming school year. So elementaries are going to start at 7:45 a.m. Middle schools are going to start at 8:25 a.m. and high schools are going to start at 9 a.m. What parents need to be aware of is you need to have extra time to get out the door in the morning so that your kids arrive to school safely. Drivers need to be aware that our buses are going to be running at different times of day now than what they are typically used to for the past few years. And then what you really need to be aware of is that our buses are going to run for high schools. High schools will now dismiss at 4:30 in the afternoon. So you're going to see hundreds of school buses on the road during rush hour. So you need to add extra time for getting home. You need to be patient, allow the buses to get where they need to get to. Drive courteously with one another and watch those school buses while they load and unload. A reminder is that we do have our stop arm camera systems that captures violations and mails out citations. They're civil citations for a cost of $300. What you need to realize though is if one of these gentlemen stops you on a motorcycle because you passed the school bus, you're paying their fine, not ours. We will dismiss the traffic citation from AISD on the stop arm camera if you're issued a citation from another entity department such as Austin Police Department or one of the constable's offices that also participates watching our buses while unloading and unloading. So again, Monday, August 22nd, it's first day back to school, so just be aware, be patient in traffic, watch for those buses. Thanks. Commander Fortune.
Thanks, Chief Mendez. Just to go a little bit into what the Austin Police Department will be focusing on, as well as AISD and any other law enforcement agencies. When we work these school zones, we're going to be focusing on some of the main areas for traffic citations or traffic incidents that cause major traffic fatalities or serious crashes. Those are going to be speeding, specifically in the school zone. Failure to yield right away to pedestrians crossing in the crosswalk, disregarding school crossing guards, passing a school bus while loading or unloading, the hands-free ordinance, which also includes any texting. You can't use any electronic device. We've been hammering that for the last couple of years now, so please be aware that that it's a hands-free zone in the school. Following too closely or any other aggressive driving behavior that may endanger children or parents. Like I said, our main goal is to make sure we want, whether you're bicycling, walking, or driving, that you arrive there safely. Some of the tips we have for drivers, Chief Mendez already spoke a little bit about that. We just want to reiterate, give yourself some extra time while leaving work. Most people in the summertime, they like that commute and they forget, you know, I'm going to be one of them. Get up a little earlier, give yourself that extra time. Same thing coming back in the afternoon. As Chief Mendez said, there's going to be a change in schedules. Our traffic probably a little more cumbersome coming back. So beginning new year always means more vehicles and pedestrians traveling roadways. We ask everyone just slow down, take a second to look around, slow down, be aware of your surroundings. Buckle up. Make sure you and your children wear seat belts whenever traveling in a vehicle. Remember, child passenger safety seats are required for children under age 8 years old or less than 4'9". Put down the cell phone. In addition to the city's hands-free ordinance, the state of Texas prohibits the use of any wireless communication device while in a school zone unless the vehicle is stopped or unless their hands-free device is working. Up to a $500 fine. So we definitely want to make sure we remind people of that. Obey all posted speed limits. Slow down. Take the time to look around at intersections anywhere children or parents are walking to and from school. We got to remember we've had a couple of traffic fatalities this past summer where we've had children that have been killed in crosswalks, and it's just that a lot of times they're very hard to see. People aren't paying attention, so pay extra attention to that. We want to yield to pedestrians and crosswalks and watch for children crossing on bicycles as well. Stop for flashing red lights on the school bus regardless of which direction you're headed. Continue your trip once the bus has moved and the flashing light stopping or the bus driver signals it's okay to pass. We get a lot of confusion on that. As Chief Mendez said, they're going to have cameras on those buses, so people just, if they're not sure, it's better to be extra safe and just stop and wait. Be courteous to other drivers and drive safely, whether you're on foot, bike, or bus, or on a bus. We want everyone to arrive safely. For safety tips for pedestrians, always cross at the intersections. Look left and then right, and then left again before proceeding. Look for traffic when stepping off a bus or from behind parked cars. As a passenger, get in and out of a car, if possible, on the curb side of the street. Make eye contact with drivers before you cross the street. Walk with children, if you're a parent, to show them the correct way to cross at the crosswalk. Follow the instructions from the crossing guards. And if you're on a bicycle, we ask that you can make sure you wear a helmet and any other safety gear you need. Use a backpack to carry your books. You want your hand operating that bicycle. Learn to use hand signals so people are aware where you're going to turn. Watch for the traffic and obey the traffic laws. And yet again, I'll just reiterate, whether you're on a foot, bike, or bus, we want everyone to arrive alive and have a safe school year. Are there any questions?
Talk about, is there zero tolerance during this operation? I mean, what can people expect? Are they going to get warnings if they violate these?
Pretty much we're asking for zero tolerance on this. I mean, every year we have a school year. It's not like this is something new we start. So, people, it's always at the discretion of the officer. If they go up and they find there is an extraordinary circumstance, like someone's having a medical issue, an officer will take that into consideration. But, I believe that over time that this is something that people know about, especially, adult drivers. If there's a new driver or something like that, the officer feels that the person may have made a mistake, there's always an opportunity for discretion and to issue a warning. But for the most part, this is going to be zero tolerance.
What about fines? I mean, like if you pass by a bus, if you're speeding in a school zone, those are pretty steep fines.
Right. I'm not sure the exact fines, but they go up to into well past $500. You're paying. You're also not eligible to take a driver safety course. Your license can eventually get suspended for some sort of hazardous driving that goes on your license. So, the thing is, those fines are steep, and your insurance rates are going to go through the roof. And then, you're on top of that, you can get your license suspended down the road. But they're not eligible for driver safety. Anything that happens like that, you have to pay for the fine. So if it's a $1,000 fine, you've got to pay a $1,000 fine or come up with a way to pay those court costs. So it's definitely on becoming of everybody just to make sure they're paying attention to how they're driving in those school zones.
And then I don't know, at least the better Chief Mendez or new question about the school buses. When did they release and pass? Because 4:30, that is rush hour. What's the difference between those?
I'll let Chief Mendez talk about that one.
Describe that.
So the release schedule is a little later. We're about 20 minutes later in the school day than we were compared to last year. So 4:30. I'm sorry, it's 10 minutes later. Last year we were, or 15. 4:15 was released last year. Now it's 4:30. So about a 15-minute change in time. The start times are a little bit different. High schools are starting a little later, elementaries are starting a little earlier, and so the times are different, but we're trying to capture more minutes throughout a school day. And so that was the change in the bell schedule.
And what's the difference between the cost for the stop arm citation that's issued through your system versus the police officer?
So our system is $300 if you receive a stop arm violation through Austin ISD Police. However, if you're issued a citation by an APD officer, a constable, or any other law enforcement agency that's working in the area, we are going to dismiss our citation and you're going to pay the higher cost at municipal court. Yes, an on-view offense by an officer, the cost is through municipal court, and it's a higher cost per violation versus our set standard of $300 on a civil penalty. My biggest concern with the bell schedule is we're going to have buses traveling later throughout the day, and so you're going to have a couple hundred buses out on the roadway during rush hour. And so again, our concern is getting those kids home safely. You got to remember that there's 22,000 school district students that ride buses every single day, and we have 312 buses running 420 regular school routes throughout the entire city.
With the extended hours, because typically the school zones, speed zones, go like 2 to 4 p.m. Are they going to be extended as well?
That is something that we're going to have to make sure that we contact traffic office at the city to make sure that the school zones are adjusted. The morning time should be about right. The afternoons are going to be off probably a few minutes, and we'll have to get those adjusted. Anything else for me? Okay.
Anybody have anything else? If that's it, we're concluded. Thank you.